What is going on, buddy? Zach RC here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome along to episode number 30 of the F1 22 Road to GOAT Driver Career Mode series for the United States Grand Prix, our first visit to the Circuit of the Americas in this series. If you guys did miss the last episode, make sure to go check that one out before you see this one. There'll be a card on the top right hand corner of your screen now. Make sure to check out the playlist as well to get yourself caught up on the series so far. Right, now, the big story in terms of the Drivers' Championship, Carlos Sainz sits 35 points clear of teammate Charles Leclerc. With the right permutation of results, if he can outscore Charles by 15, he'll win the Drivers' Championship for the first time. So all eyes are on the battle between the two Ferrari drivers. Hopefully get to fly under the radar and score a few more points for Alpine ourselves to try and close in on Lewis Hamilton in the standings. And Kevin Magnussen there starting P10 for Haas. Good qualifying for him, of course. He's had a rough second half of the season so far, so we'll try and bounce back from it today. Right, in terms of strategy, starting from P8 on the grid. Grid penalties behind us. Leclerc hit with a penalty once again. Looking at our strategy again, same as usual, mediums to hards as we go towards this Grand Prix. And I was going to pit on lap 14, go even, both tyres at the end, but they decided to make a last minute change, head back to lap 13. Just keep things nice and simple for us as I make our way around for the end of the formation lap now, looking to score some more points. And look who starts there in front of us. Our old teammate Alexander Albon has had a few brilliant finishes this season. We've fought with him a good few times so far this year, so we're looking to try and perhaps have another good fight with him and try and end these last 3 rounds start the last 3 rounds on a high. 3 more races to go here today in America. We've got Bahrain and Abu Dhabi to close out the season, so as the last few cars take their spots on the grid, we're in for it should be another fantastic race. No more talking then, time for action. 5 red lights here at the Circuit of the Americas for the United States Grand Prix. And it's lights out, foot to the floor, go, 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 poor getaway there. Here goes Gasly on the right hand side, charging towards turn 1. Leclerc on the outside as well, as you go into that very, very tight first corner up the hill. Contact from Magnussen behind, we hit the side of Leclerc's left front tyre. 3-1, the exit going through towards turn number 2 there. Now it's just Leclerc on the inside. Gasly's got through in front. He's got the P6 already. Fantastic stuff there from the Frenchman from starting right next to us. We've gone over the curve there. We've cut Leclerc off massively. We've gone over the curve again. And Leclerc inside. He's turned us. And there we go. Spinning off there in the first sector. And Charles Leclerc has made contact and turned us. Of course, granted, we didn't give him a lot of space there. So I guess we kind of deserved that respect. But now we're all the way down to the back of the field. No damage done to the car. So we start trying to make up places. We get around Snowden and Latifi with run to these there, despite going over the curb once again. So not the cleanest of starts for us at all, given in terms of both track limits violations and Leclerc's contact there. So I'm surprised I didn't receive the penalty, anything like that. We've made a good few more places already, a bit more contact with our Schumacher to end what has been, let's be honest, a fairly dirty start from us. Not the usual driving standards we hold ourselves to here in this series. We push on now. Have a look at the replay here. Just what happened there. We've gone over several curbs there, and Leclerc has enough and just turns us there. So fair enough from the world champion. I mean, obviously, I'm sure he didn't mean to do that, but we have cut him off a decent number of times, and he's just managed to get underneath us and just turn us there. So bad luck for both of us. He's alright, he's got no damage, he's able to carry on. I suppose, yeah, we may have been the aggressors to some extent in that situation. On to start lap number 2 here, chasing down Valtteri Bottas on the run towards turn 1 to try and take away P15. There we go to the inside of the Audi man, up the inside of the Finn through turn 1, and good exit to get us away from him as well. Now our next target being Sebastian Vettel in the Aston Martin. Now Vettel could give us more of a fight, he's more of an experienced veteran, so we could have a good go at us here. We go down towards the start of the second sector, and look to the inside of the German, going into the next corner, looking to make something happen into the corner, into the braking zone, collision with him. Don't remember making contact with him, but we managed to get away with him quite nicely. But I dare say he can come back at it too. He's got a good run in the Aston Martin, going towards the corner. It's going to be very tight. Might have to run to the inside of the track as best we can. We're all the way over to the left, and Vettel onto the red line there, but he's got away with it. He's given the room again, going for the braking zone, so he'll come alongside and going into the corner. He might get back up in front of us here. They'll try and switch back. There's no space to go for it. Around the outside, we've lost all sense of momentum going out the corner. We'll go back up the inside of him, tapping his back right tyre just a little bit, but no real damage there for either one of us, no real collision. So we're all okay. Up into P14 now, so chasing down Guan Yu Zhou in the BMW Williams for our next place. Remember, our old seat from last season. Off the corner we come, looking to try and do the same thing we did. Vettel's going to try to do to us on the last lap, onto lap 3 here. DRS enabled for the first time in this Grand Prix. He's got it. We're going to use our battery to try and get as close to him as we can. We've used a decent chunk of it so far. Let's try and conserve it as the race goes on. We're going to look at the inside of Zhou, going into the corner very late on the stoppers, and on the exit getting away with it, and managed to move on into P13 now. And our next target being none other than our teammate Esteban Ocon, who's been held up for all sorts by the Kevin Magnussen car in front. We're going to get alongside him on the exit, try and pull within a car length of the Frenchman going towards the corner. He gets a good run on Magnussen around the outside. We're going to turn 1 here, looking to the inside of both of them here, going 3 wide into turn 1. That blind curve at the first corner. Ocon gets to go through, and we're out of shape there. He's now side by side with Zhou for P13. We're up in front of both Ocon and Magnussen here, so fantastic stuff. We're up into P11, just 1 place out from the points. Our next target on lap 6 has changed. It was George Russell, and now it's our old teammate Alexander Albon, who we were going to fight at the start of the race, but not quite. Now we're going to get a good battle with him here, going towards the left hand, the same place we got Zhou at, and this time we make light work of our Thai former teammate up the inside, but Albon's still there with us. into the braking zone, but on the exit we had to force him out a bit. Nice and clean though, and keeping it in position, holding on to P10 now. On to lap number 7, and chasing down George Russell and Charles Leclerc. Now Russell and Leclerc obviously still with a good chance of the championship here, so those guys are looking to try and score some more points, but with Sainz running for the lead right now with Lando Norris in control, it's not looking good for them here. Russell gets all out of shape, going out the corner, going to dive up his inside and manage to take the place of our compatriot. I'm going to try on Leclerc as well, try and go for a double overtake here into the left-hander. We've managed to get around the world champion, who at this rate might have been the world champion much longer. He's fallen back massively here, and Sainz with the win as it stands could take the title. I think his second place might still be enough, given he needs 2 more spots, I think, as it stands. End of lap number 7 now. Gasly into the pit lane. He's on a fresh set of soft tyres, which explains how good a start he got in the opening lap. So he's pitting from P7, so we'll take over P7 for ourselves now and take P6 as well, because Perez into the pits in addition. So we'll now start chasing down Daniel Ricciardo, but by this point our medium tyres have done their distance. We've gone to lap number 13, we just didn't have the pace to try and catch Ricciardo, to burn those mediums out too quick. And coming into the pit lane here, I've got a massive shock here because I accidentally put the pit lane procedure on broadcast and not immersive, because I was trying something else for a future video earlier on this week. So making a change here to a bit of a broadcast at this time, so it'll be a bit slower. Ricciardo gets out there, he pitted as well, and here comes Leclerc. He came in behind us, he's now in front of us. We've lost a place in the pit lane, 2.7 second stop, and that's a good 10th or 2 slower than what we normally see in our immersive pit stops. So let's try and change that back for the next episode. Definitely make sure of that. Out of the pit lane here, down in P15, Albon comes out behind us, Leclerc in front, and Gasly just a bit further ahead as well, because he made his stop earlier on. So pushing on now to the start, towards the end of lap number 14, sorry, and the start of lap number 15. Got Vettel leading this train here of cars here, and Leclerc might get backed up behind what looks to be the AlphaTauri of Gasly and the Red Bull of Perez. We've gone around Leclerc nice and easy, trying to get a run on Perez off the corner. DRS now deployed to go down this main straight, but Perez gets a very good run, and I dare say we'll see a few cars on the pit exit here going towards turn 1. There's another teammate, Esteban Ocon, in that first corner. He might go through if he gets late on the brakes. Up the inside of Perez here, trying to avoid contact with Gasly's back tyres. Ocon tried it at the last second. He's now trying to go alongside the Mexican for P9. We managed to take both places though, up into P8 once again, and chasing down Gasly and then Russell for those next couple places onto number 15 now. So we're around Leclerc nice and easy. He was our main target earlier on in the first stint alongside Russell, but now we're chasing Russell. He's managed to get through extremely well in the pit lane here and chasing Gasly as well. We're going to try and get something quite audacious here to the inside of him, very late on the brakes, a very deep run into the corner, a bit of contact on the exit, not what we wanted to see. We've managed to get around Gasly without too much damage to his car and too much damage to ours here, so we've managed to go with that nice and easy. Up into P7 now, onto lap number 19, a few laps later, chasing down Russell for P6 here, which is where we were originally before the end of the first stint. So closing him down now, looking to take on our compatriot in the Mercedes for that 6th spot. We're going to look to make a move on the inside if we can. Russell might defend the inside though. We'll go way deep into the corner, late on the brakes, and Matt's trying to force him out here, but Russell goes onto the curbs himself, so he falls away massively here, and we're up into P6 now. So back where we were with 9 laps to go. On to lap number 21 now. Russell still not giving up this chase just yet, so I dare say we could see him try to make another move or down this next straight like we have to him. But use our battery in order to try and keep in front of him as best we can, but I dare say he could get us potentially. He's closing the gap going into the corner, but he'd make me a bit too late to have a go on the stoppers. So into the corner we come, still nice and easy, holding on to P6 for the time being, but Ocon and Leclerc are not too far behind. Remember, Leclerc needs points, he needs places right now, because Sainz is still battling Norris for the race leader, with Verstappen down in 3rd, but quite a way back from those two. He hasn't got much hope left to try, and he can't rely on just Sainz losing the Grand Prix. He needs to try and get some places. Yellow flag behind us. I'm hoping that's not Leclerc, because that'll bring this championship over very quickly here, but I'm not sure who it is. It looks like our teammate Esteban Ocon has a problem with some kind, and for the first time this season, I think that's the first time this season, Ocon out of the race, an Alpine car out of the race, and this season just gets worse and worse compared to us, because we've outperformed him massively this season, has to be said. I was hoping Ocon would put more of a fight, if I'm being honest, but this is going to end the hopes of any hopes left of him catching us in the championship. And there goes the car, blowing up in smoke. So we've been lucky to avoid so far this season, despite the warm power units we've experienced, especially last time out of Monza, of course. We suffered a great deal in straight line speed, but Ocon pulls the car over, and he becomes the first and what looks to be only retirement in this Grand Prix. Just a few more laps to go. He was about 6.5 laps away from taking a good points finish, but now Russell and Leclerc are our main target behind us. Russell closes in, might go for a move to the inside. We've gone way too deep and have gone way too wide as well. Russell takes advantage, goes sidling up or inside, but we've managed to get a good traction on the exit and stay in front of him, but I dare say it might be difficult to stay in front of these guys. I'm not sure we'll be able to keep them behind for the entire remainder of the Grand Prix. As we come towards the end of number 24 now, just 4 more laps to go. Norris still leads up front, so as of right now, this is still Leclerc's chance to win the World Championship. He's still got a hope, but Russell looks to be out of it. We've gone way wide at the last corner. Russell takes advantage and takes the place, uses his DRS to try and get away. Now Leclerc wants to run out as well. He wants these points badly as we go towards his first corner, up the hill into turn 1 to try and outbrake him in the corner, going in very close not to make contact with Russell on the exit, getting a good drive off and staying in front of the Ferrari Alfa Romeo here. And now got to try and chase down Russell to get that place back as he puts further on into the lap now, into the DRS zone, looking to try and reclaim P6 as best we can, going towards the corner. It's going to be very close here. Got a brilliant run in though, looking to the inside. Fantastic stuff here on the straight line speed of this Alpine into the braking zone. We're far clear of Russell and up back into P6 again. So we're going to try and hold us off for the rest of the race, and we hold him off for the next 2 laps or so. Moving on, pushing further on now to the final lap of this United States Grand Prix. Leclerc's now the car behind us. He needs this place to want to keep the championship going, with Sainz still in second, but he's trying to battle Norris for the win on this final lap. So it's going to come down to those two. We've gone way too deep into turn 1. Leclerc takes advantage, and that's exactly what the Monegasques want to see. Going out of turn 1 and through turn 2, we're still side by side with him. The same car we collided with on the opening lap, trying to beat us in the last stage of this Grand Prix, and now Sainz in second place right now could steal the championship away regardless of Leclerc's finish. If he can get around Norris this time, an extra 7 points going his way if he wins this race compared to second place. We'll only get 18 or 19 depending on that fastest lap. There he goes to the inside of his best mate, Lando Norris, looking into the corner. He's going to get super tight between these two. This is for the World Championship, no less. Norris gets the better drive off. Sainz was in the lead just for a moment, and he pushes Sainz off onto the curbs there, gives him little to no room, and you can tell how much the McLaren driver wants the 3rd victory of his career, taking 1 at Singapore last season and 1 at Brazil early on in the year, taking both the sprint race and the Grand Prix itself. And this can be win number 3 can add to his collection unless Sainz has anything left to the Brit going through these last couple of corners. It does look like Norris is going to get away with this one as we continue to hold off Russell and Leclerc behind. Here comes Lando to the final corner now, come through and take his 2nd win of the season. Out of the last corner he comes. Lando Norris wins the United States Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz home in second, and here we come out for the last couple of corners. Russell still holding on to that place just behind us in P7. Russell in P8, his championship chances are over, but Leclerc still in with a shot perhaps. As we go through this last corner, thanks to Sainz finishing second, Leclerc still in the fight. We're going to run to the line and finish in P6 here. A brilliant Grand Prix. I thoroughly enjoyed the comeback. Of course, unfortunately what happened on the opening lap, so it could have been more today. But regardless, given what we started with, I'm very happy with how this Grand Prix turned out. What a race.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure. And no doubt, they'll be celebrating tonight.
There you have it then. Lando Norris wins for the 2nd time this season here at the United States Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz comes in 2nd, Verstappen in 3rd, and Sainz will have to wait just a little bit longer to get his hands on that first World Championship, but he's the overlooking favourite going into Bahrain next time out, which will host the penultimate round of the season for the first time ever. And Norris begins the celebrations on top here today in the United States, and we'll look to try and continue that into the last 2 rounds of the season. We'll try and score some more points, but hopefully Leclerc will try and come back and perhaps take this title to the final round. It could still happen. We just have to wait and see.
Carlos Sainz extends his lead at the top, getting ever closer to securing the championship. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Natalie Pinkham, come on, who do you pick?
I have to give it to Cohen. They fought so hard and had incredible pace at times, so I don't think anyone did a better job today.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So there you have it then. There's your final results. Lando Norris wins the race, Sainz in 2nd, Verstappen comes in 3rd, Hamilton 4th, gains 4 more points than us there, Ricciardo in 5th, we come home 6th, Leclerc 7th, Russell in 8th, Alexander Albon takes 9th, and Zhou finishes 10th, beating Magnussen at the end there to take a good double points finish for Williams to continue their brilliant season they've been having. And yeah, just in terms of that sort of thing, we're looking at the Drivers' Championship here. Sainz leads by 47 over Leclerc, and Verstappen now jumps into the fight, 48 backs, so he could still technically win the championship. Russell has a slim chance, as does Verstappen. I'll say it's still down to Sainz with a good result next time out, and we sit currently 8 points behind Hamilton in the standings. We need a good result over him next time out in Bahrain in order to try and have a chance of taking P7 back. And in terms of the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari on the brink of victory. If they can outscore Red Bull and Mercedes in the next round, then there should be a good chance when we stay 5th. Guys, did you guys enjoy that race? If you did, let me know down in the comments below. Make sure to like, share and subscribe for more future F1 content as we wrap off F1 22 and look to F1 23. I've been Zach RC, and until my next video guys, I shall see you then. Have a good day and goodbye.